What's up? Welcome back to the WODprep podcast. I'm your host, CJ DePalma, with the bestest host, Claire Bays. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. What's up, guys? Hey, just to start off the show, remember, guys, WODprep Academy, which is WODprep's main product. Courses on how to get better, how not to be a skilled athlete, how to learn muscle ups, how to get ready for the open, how to have open strategy, the fastest and the best, most, I don't know, encompassing. That's probably not the right word. Robust.
There we go. I use robust to describe circle all the time.
Yeah, it's the biggest group that maybe not the most people. Can't say we have as many people as Mayhem, but we're on our way. But if you guys are looking for coaching, you're looking for something outside of your gym, some extra work to put in outside of class, WODprep Academy is your place to learn all the skills, to even be supported in maybe some extra programming. Daily programming is starting to live here now. So head over to WODprep.com or DM me, Claire, anyone that is affiliated with WODprep, and we'll get you signed up.
Yeah. Which, hey, it may not be as large in whatever as Mayhem or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's a pretty good sized community, and the coaches that are involved. It's the reason ultimately are one of the largest contributing factors to me being there is because they are good at what they do and they care a lot about doing it. So there's that.
Yeah. All right. I knew a show would pop up. It's been a morning. It's been a morning. I woke up now 15 minutes ago, and since Claire's the responsible one,
kinda. I prepared for the show, but scheduling the show in advance,
right? Yeah,
it was on the to-do, and it's the only thing that didn't get done. I think that was on Wednesday, and here we are.
So Tim does our template program, which will be in WODprep Academy. It's
which one, the Masters or the just the RX, or which
he does Masters RX.
Okay.
And we're doing 20.1 on a redo today. Ugh.
Wait, which one are you doing on a redo today?
I'm not.
Which one is Tim doing?
20.1, which is 10 rounds.
Literally on the screen.
8 ground to overhead and 10 bar facing burpees.
Yeah. That one that I did live.
Yeah, you did that one live.
Yep. It's a fun one. I mean, it's just the definition of, what was it that I was listening to something within the past? Oh, they were talking to Lucy Campbell on the CrossFit podcast yesterday, James Hobart and Chase Ingram. And it was great to hear her perspective on a number of different things. And she was referencing, some of the worst workouts are the ones where like the load is light and you just have to really go, and talking about that, the beauty of CrossFit is. So anyway, that one definitely comes up for me of one of the many workouts that it's as hard as you make it,
for sure.
Like that workout can be not soul snatching, if you will.
Yep.
And then it can very much be if you let it.
My fitness journey has just been so chaotic, but
I looked at your open scores over the years yesterday. So I was like, yeah, that's true. That's what this looks like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got fitter, but my scores went down, and then now they're in nowhere anywhere near. But anywho, so I do gym class. I do class, right? We write a program, we write a template program. I would love to do the template program, but it just doesn't make sense for me to train solo and try and be competitive and all the things, right? So I have basically committed to training for socialization. That's how I train at this point. That's the only thing that's going to get me to train. Wednesday, I couldn't go to the gym, and I was I'll just do it at the house. And there was nothing that was going to get me to get out in that garage and do fitness at this point, which is fine. It'll ebb and flow. Anyways,
there are seasons to the journey. You do it long enough, and that's just going to be how that goes.
And today is I can't even remember the year, but it's the 5-minute or the 6-minute clean and jerk, 11.3, which was literally the third open ever. But it's a 5-minute AMRAP of squat, clean, and jerks at 165 and 110, which is such a cool workout. I love this workout.
Yeah.
Braden, do you do Sentinel? I think Sentinel, I know Taylor did this like on YouTube or something, so I'm assuming that means that it's on Sentinel. But 13.4 is this, it's like a 7-minute AMRAP, 3 clean and jerks, 3 toes to bar, 6, 6, 9, 9, 12, 12, and so on at 135, which is a grip beat down.
You said it's 7 minutes long and it's toe to bar and clean and jerk.
Bar and clean and jerk, yeah.
It's so fun talking about these because it does truly get me excited for, like, we're less than 2 weeks out from starting this again, and we have no idea what these workouts are going to be. But isn't it nice to do a methodology of fitness that still gets you excited just talking about it or just thinking about it? You know, like how many years before this was it just some type of linear progression that was just less exciting? That's all.
I agree. I concur.
Like, what was it they were talking about? Oh, the 25th anniversary of the first open, or not open, workout on .com. And, you know, looking at it, and it was interesting because it was like, let's see, the way that it was written, in fact, they reprogrammed it, and the notes were like, thruster is a deep front squat to a push press, all in one explosive movement. So like, it was describing the movement. Time routine is time routine from start to finish. So time the routine, the workout. Ranking is a composite of load used in thruster and total time. So there was no prescribed load, which I think you probably already remember and know this, but I love the way it's written. And then submit body weight, because load value is based on percentage of body weight, which was interesting. But I mean, it's 400 meter run, 21:18:15 thruster. So, or you do the 21, then run 18, then run 15, then run 400 meters. And like, looking at that workout, it was like, that looks fun. Like, I want to do that, you know?
Do you know what it's called? I know you're staring at it.
The workout itself, what it's called?
Yeah.
Does it have a name?
Yeah, he named it. It's called Run Fast, Lift Heavy.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Fast and heavy is what it says here. But
yeah. Anyway. Run Fast, Lift Heavy was was what Boz did at the games. When he reworked it. And
what did he do when he reworked it at the games?
It was shoulder to overhead. It was like a descending ladder, and they had to lift from those blocks in 2020.
Oh, okay, recently. Yeah. That's right. Whenever I remember that. And that then, wait, let's see. What was that? That made me think of something. And it's gone. Never mind. For now. Oh, there we go. It was on Savon's Greg Glassman show. He mentioned to Greg about Will Morad saying, we were all doing CrossFit before CrossFit existed. And then Greg said something to the effect of like, yeah, let me know if you were really doing that. And it was just funny.
Yeah.
The way he worded it.
Did we talk about that on Monday?
The Will Morad show?
Yeah.
We did.
With John. Yeah.
Yes, we covered that.
Fun stuff. All right. So what are we talking about today?
Well, we're going to dive into the open report from the barbell spin that Tyler Watkins put together. We've got a few timestamps to just kind of like riff a little further on what they talked about, which is fun. By the way, Kevin said he did 17.1 a few days ago. Do you remember what 17.1 is?
Oh yeah, it's the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Alternating dumbbell snatch and 15 burpee box jump overs.
I do remember that one.
I've done that workout so many times. It's the workout I've done the most in the open by a lot.
That was
it's also been repeated.
At that point, I was like right at 1 year into CrossFit, like actually doing CrossFit. And God, I just remember that stuff being so hard.
That workout's still hard.
Yes. But I remember it being hard in the way that I was not efficient with, like, I had no idea how to game anything, you know? And so it was just, when you go into an open workout and you have some sort of a strategy, there was just no strategy. Like, I was just like, don't die, you know? And not that it's always don't die, but maybe there's a little more strategy and a hope to stick to a strategy. So we'll go into the open stuff, but let's see here. I did want to note a couple of different things that feel relevant. Maybe we'll touch on those real quick and then go into that. Does that sound okay? Okay. So one of the things was I was just looking because I've noticed, and I did send you via DMs on Instagram 2 videos to pull up if it's easy
Okay.
enough for you
All
to
right.
do. And one of them was Ben's video about the open this week. It wasn't the one that he collabed with CrossFit on.
Mhm.
It's the whiteboard one, but it was quite funny. So maybe we'll play that one and then I'll mention this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. To
Go
answer
do.
the question, someone asked a question.
Oh, okay.
Kevin's 11. Oh, I'm looking at 2022 when we did the workout again. 11:06. Oh, and that is my best open workout ever. 700th in the world.
Interesting.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that workout scored that well. Yeah.
I love that you can access anybody's leaderboard. Like it's just nice to be able to see obviously where you stack up, but then to look at people that are in your, I just love it. Okay, 2017,
It was
17.1.
but I didn't do we redid it in 22, 21 points, 21.2. Is we redid it as a like the open. The open redid the workout. So
21.2.
that's when I got the best score.
So in 2017, it looks like I time capped with 211 reps. And then in 2021, 21.2, 85th percentile, I finished it in 16 minutes and 44 seconds. And those years I went from 74th percentile to 92nd percentile.
Nice. All right. You want to look at Ben's first? Ben being funny.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever happened to predictability? Man, the paperboy, evening TV.
Big party.
Everywhere you look, there's a heart, there's a heart. I hear no
I love it.
everywhere you look, there's a place. Somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, you lost out there and you're all alone. Life is waiting to
That was me.
This guy.
everywhere you look.
Oh, man.
Funny stuff.
I love it. We're the ones that are here on the live show every week, but like Ben's commitment to the bit, and it's just so like I know everybody knows
Ben has
him on the main channel,
Ben
but
has the unique ability to do two things. Ben's like he's pretty funny.
yes,
When he wants to be, which is funny because like he's not overly funny in person. Like he's not like a joke, like a big jokester. Like I mean I wouldn't consider him like someone that's gonna like rile the crowd. Like
always
just
be the funny guy.
in his like non-close friend setting, he is always the funny guy, but not to like just when we're hanging out together, like just like the like small group. It's
Yep.
a very, very interesting thing. But he's also pretty much a huge introvert.
To me, that's Jimmy to a T, by the way.
Oh, really? That's
Oh
interesting.
yeah, well yeah, because if you watch Jimmy's content, then he's like very animated. Anyway, sorry, but not in day-to-day life. Anyway,
And then Ben also has a very unique ability to do movements really, really bad, exceptionally well. Like when we do something together, like when we're shooting content and like we have to do like the fault videos, I literally can't do them. He's like, these are terrible. And he's like, well, they're good, but like they're not bad enough. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna break my shoulder. He's like, I got it. And then he does, I don't know, that like awkward muscle up. Like if I force myself to do that, like it just probably wouldn't go that well.
yeah. Well, yeah, especially right now. But yeah, so what that did bring up for me was just taking a look at, because the next one he did another open video, and that one he collabed with CrossFit's account on. And so I just went and looked at CrossFit's account
She was always so excited when we collab with CrossFit.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool. I mean, I was just noticing the more collaboration from CrossFit. And so in the past week on their page, of the 21 posts, if that's enough, because it says 6 days and then it turns into 1 week. So I think I grabbed like 3 more and it may be one number off or something. But anyway, so in the 21 posts in the past week, Instagram collabed with 11 accounts on like user generated content. So whether that was like one of them, maybe 1 or 2 was like an actual competitive, a high level athlete. And then there were gyms. Like it was very common that they were collaborating with affiliates and then creators in the space, whether it was Ben or Meme for Time or whatever. And so it was just interesting to look like they are clearly, like we've been talking about, maybe not super recent history, but of course, since the games last year and so on, looking at media, what are they doing differently? Yeah. And it's just cool to note that one of the things that they're really leaning in on right now is like user generated content. So like you could just be someone in the space, in the community, and choose to create a piece of content and offer the collab to CrossFit. And if I'm understanding what I'm seeing correctly, like they just be out here accepting stuff.
Yeah,
and it's so
started
cool.
This last year. I don't know if you knew that. They started this last year. We did the same thing last year. I collaborated with CrossFit.
How do you know?
Page like 3 or 4 times throughout the Open.
Okay, cool. So it'll be interesting to see then. Do they continue that after? Yeah. Because did they continue that in that frequency after the Open?
I think it's just more if people ask.
Sure.
And so I think after the Open, like the very like
it's down.
Cross-pollinating content just doesn't happen as much.
Yep.
And so yeah, but like we do throughout like the season, like regularly, but no one posts like I don't want to say self-centered content, like self-promoting content out, like like a lot of the stuff that they collab on is just like do the Open, here's quarterfinals, excited for the games,
sure,
right? But outside of that, when people are posting things, it's more like self-promoting stuff.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Not just like, hey, let's all be friends.
Broadly promoting CrossFit.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Hold on, dude, trying to get in here. He's gonna go crazy.
Oh, Duke, his dog. I was like, what? Let's see. What else do we want to pull up first? We'll leave that for then. By the way, let's see. Tristan, if I already said this on the show, then I'm just repeating myself, but he did just get his level 3. So congratulations on getting your level 3. And if I already said that on the show, then, just repeating myself. Right. Okay. Yeah. So
I commented on this one, I think somewhere. Oh, I thought I did at some point.
Oh yeah. And this is not new, but anyway.
CrossFitters, stop wearing these 3 things to train. Knee sleeves. If your knees are so uncomfortable while lifting and squatting that you have to wear knee sleeves, then you have bigger issues. Instead, use them for hitting PRs in special occasions like a single leg squat or lunges. A weightlifting belt. If you're wearing a weightlifting belt for light to moderate weight for that extra help, then you really need to focus more on extra strengthening for your trunk and learning how to brace properly. Just like knee sleeves, they should only be used for weights that exceed about 85% or special cases like high rep, heavy pulling from the ground. Using CrossFit trainers as your go-to running shoe
stop it there is because the other one is just like about runners, which I think we've broadly come to understand and accept, whereas the other 2 are still like
this. I think we went over this on this show, this exact post a long time ago.
Did we?
I think so. Like right when
you did without me.
Well, I think I did.
Okay.
Because I agree, and I disagree. And we've talked about the runners thing on this show before, like together. Maybe not on the show, but we've talked about it. Anyways, what do you think?
Well, now that you said agree, disagree, now I'm like, well, then we need to include the 3rd one. So sorry, but you can keep playing it.
Not good at all. If you have more than 400 meters to run at a time in a workout, then use a pair of running shoes. Your tendons and your joints are going to thank you down the road. And do not ever wear anything less than a good pair of running shoes for track sessions. CrossFitters, stop wearing these.
Okay. So agreed about the knee sleeve. I was going to ask you too, just your opinion on the knee sleeves for masters athletes, since you really have, that's something that you really specialize in. Like, I guess it's really individualized, but does that opinion change as the athlete ages?
No, absolutely not. Cool. I think anyone that is putting on anything because they can't tolerate the activity at hand because of pain is a negative.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't matter what it is. That's including shoes, in my opinion. But knee sleeves. Now, the only time that I promote knee sleeves is lunges, like especially weighted lunges, right? Like because there's just going to be So, and this is a great question, because we're going to bring this up. This is very ironic. This post, and then what a lot of his athletes do.
Uh-huh.
Knee sleeves for lunges for sure, but that's because your knee is going to touch the ground, right? And so because the knee is going to touch the ground, it's like not wearing a calf sleeve or like a protectant over your leg for rope climb. Like,
Sure.
you just know you're going to have an abrasion or like a contusion or whatever that's going to be.
Mhm.
And so it's
I'm going to
fine.
start wearing my knee pads when I run every day,
Oh my
just in
gosh,
case.
dude.
I love that you thought I did that
I was
every
like,
day.
well, you can't always see whenever you do your posts. You can't like see it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, you never know. I don't know. Like you could have had, like, you could have been like, I don't know. You could have had
Hey,
like a
for
weird.
oh my gosh, today will be day 200.
Hell yeah! Congratulations.
Thank you. Day 200 of running a mile every day. And throughout this 199, because I haven't done the 200 yet, I've only fallen one time and I bruised my knee for like bone
Yep.
for months. Knees lunges were like, oh, please don't make me do that. But that was it. Anyway.
And then so for belts, very much so. Ironically, Dallin wears a belt for pretty much everything. If you ever watch him train, it's hardly ever is he not wearing one if he's pulling from the ground at all. I think for volume hinging and training, I think for training in general, like, you shouldn't be wearing a belt as often as you can, right? Any implement, any passive, like any like equipment based support should always be worn to elevate your ability, not help your ability reach baseline. Does that make sense?
It does. It's just so I'm on the same page as far as like to be as fit, I choose not to wear those things as that extra 1 or 2%. But as that competitive athlete, like I'm assuming their mindset may be like every extra inch that I can grab, even in training, I want to grab that, which is why I then rely on this. Is that I'm not saying that I agree with it or do it, but
that's a good question. So, but at some point, that you're not grabbing the extra inch, right?
Mhm.
Like doing another rep in training because you put on the belt doesn't mean the whole goal is to be better in competition, right?
Sure.
And so, since that's the goal, we want the belt to elevate us. We don't want the belt to require, like, we don't want to require the belt to be as good as we currently are,
Mhm.
right? So, like, we want to be able to put the belt on and be like, oh shit, now I can go 50 unbroken reps at 225, no problem. When in training, I'm only like 25, 25 or 25, 15, 10 or something like that, or whatever it might be. If you try and overreach or reach the training, then you're going to create a reliant behavior. And then
Mhm.
that reliant behavior just gets more and more and more and more and more. And like every athlete that I coach, every single one, when I first start coaching them, I take all of their equipment off. Like they're not allowed to wear any of it. It doesn't matter what they're mainly because most of them have some sort of pain.
Aside
Right.
from grips.
Huh? Yeah.
Aside from grips, which is
Right.
probably a given, but just to clarify.
Well, I mean, even then, like, so great
Okay,
example.
what about like wrist wraps when they're doing moderate to heavy loaded overhead squats or something like that?
I mean, so now we're changing topics. So what I have found from my personal experience and then from other athletes, when you have a wrist wrap that is limiting range of motion, it's not a low bar back squat and it's not a bench press. So you have radial deviation, and because you have, which is movement inward.
Uh-huh.
So when you have these immobilizers, basically,
Uh-huh.
something's going to move somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And what I found is that we start creating, for a lot of people, the wrist pain never goes away. They basically just numb their hands, and as soon as they take it off, like, they have an inability, because you can't wear that. You can't wear that in mixed training because your hands go numb. There's no vascular flow to your hands at that point. Like, they're literally, because those wraps are so tight that they're immobilizing it. And
Kevin, since you're saying this is something you do you agree? Like, is that your
I don't
experience?
know if he's
I
being
just don't have
sarcastic. I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not. I can't even do burpees without wrist wraps. He might not be.
I don't think he's being sarcastic.
We'll get there in a second. Anyways, so you have these like rotating ligaments called interossei that like run through the two bones in your arm. And
Mhm.
so what they do is they support rotation. And so when we're anchored down like that, something is going to rotate. And so these bones start to rotate more than the wrist should. And so then we start getting like down the chain pain, and it's just as bad. It's just as negative. And so I try not to, like, if they can't overhead squat like what they snatch, like moderate load, then I take them off and I'm like, okay, we have to work on like increasing tolerance there.
Cool.
Right.
Cool. Love it.
Um,
Just and this is something I've never implemented the use of those. And yet then of course, like moderate to heavy loaded overhead squat, especially in higher volume and workouts, I'm like, my wrists.
yeah,
They're I hate this, you
very,
know?
very much so. Like when you first front racked a bar, was it comfortable? And it might have been for you. Was it for you?
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was quite what many struggle with, but no, it was not comfortable.
Sure.
Anything new is
Right.
typically
But because we
uncomfortable.
front rack so often, it
Mhm.
got better, right?
Sure, sure.
We don't overhead squat
A
often.
ton. Totally.
Yeah. And when we do, they're light, right? They're like an open workout that we had overhead squats in. So it's like 95, 65, or maybe
Yes.
like under 135, 95. But most people feel very similar in overhead squats because that
Mhm.
time under tension and that load is very unique. But if you overhead squatted regularly and often,
Mhm.
then the wrists get better and they get adapted and things like that, you
Sure.
know.
Sure.
And so when we put those wrist wraps on, we want to be able to take 100%, put a wrist wrap on and be like, oh, like if wrists are your limiter, then when
Mhm.
you put them on, then it's 104% or 100.
Yep. And so you would do that in a competition setting
Exactly.
exclusively.
Yeah. Mhm.
Same for the knee sleeve, same for the belt, except for greater than, I guess he said 85%, but generally, I don't know, 85,
I
90%.
mean, yeah, I mean, something is better than nothing. I think that's still pretty low. And I think when we're getting to like real competition prep, then we start to make some of those adjustments. We're like, oh, I want to feel what it's going to feel like here, and so like you want to start getting more and more competition specific, and so then we can start putting it on, right? Or if you're in a strength cycle, I think biggest thing is like when you're in a strength cycle, like you want to start your strength cycle with nothing on, right? And you want to go as far as you can in the progression until you have to, right? And so that's what John does. And so me and him are very like lockstep in that viewpoint. So
Love it.
Kevin wears them for everything. Talking about wrist reps, I feel you like the feeling of support. I disagree. It's again, wrist wraps limit wrist range of motion, and we need a lot of it in CrossFit, in weightlifting mainly. We need a lot of wrist range of motion to do handstand work, to do burpees, right? Or like a planche, right? Which is like really leaning over your hand. Not that we do a lot of planches ever, but like being forward in that pattern. You should take them off.
And then up above, which Renat says, loving this discussion. I was wondering this lately. And then, sorry, where was the other one I wanted to pull? Not that. Sorry. There we go. Is Dallin actually using the belt or just having it? And I don't know for him, but it certainly is like something you and I have spoken about, that there are certain athletes that you see, whether it's in competition or just like posting frequently, that just always have it on.
It's always on.
And it's like often not doing anything.
Yeah, like they don't, when they pull it,
they don't even tighten it up.
They don't even pull it. Yeah, because they don't even pull it tight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Kevin, I'm gonna mute you in a minute when you ask silly questions like this. Bro.
Okay. Right. I know I do want us to get along to the main topic, but one of the other things that Barbell Spin posted about was that the Rogue increased the cash investment for the 2026 Rogue Invitational prize purse, and they moved it up by $215,000. So
Whoa.
20. Yeah. So let's see here if I'm reading that correctly.
Rogue is it on Barbell Spin?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the photo that they've used for the post was Danny Spiegel. And so in 2025, it was $1 million. And in 2026, the plan is for it to be $1,215,000. Oh, I'm talking about a post on their Instagram, although I would imagine it is also, it's also an article.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you found it. Okay, cool. One of the comments on the Instagram post was John Wood saying, at what difference in the prize purse from the games to Rogue will we begin to say Rogue is more important to win than the games. And of course that, there's some back and forth in the comments following that. That's pretty funny.
Oh, on the Instagram post.
Yeah. So
I do appreciate John Wood.
I agree.
His push.
Uh-huh.
But man, I disagree with so much of what he says. Like, like so much of it, I just, which is fine. I think it's good, but it's just funny how consistent I disagree with the words that come out of his mouth.
Well, and in this situation, he gave this consideration. He didn't say it was his opinion. So I think a lot of times he is just, it's just my understanding when I read that. It doesn't say, this is what I believe. It's just, hey, what do you guys think? And one says something quite funny.
Here it is.
Cool. Yeah. And if you click the comments to follow, it's pretty funny. Should we read that? Probably so.
Yeah. What difference in the prize purse from the games to Rogue? We begin to say Rogue is more important to win. Yeah. And then this, whoever.
Ivan.
Yeah.
According to CrossFit HQ fans, and especially the barbell spin. What?
I don't know this first picture.
Wow.
I don't know if he's against or for, but that picture was.
Who could be too sure?
No. According to CrossFit HQ fans, I don't know if that's really like the right term, but okay. The only comp is the games. Dave could pay $1 and the athletes would pour in, kissing the ring, sacrificing a whole year of training for 1 weekend every year. And if you don't, you're not real. Just telling you before they do.
Well, I was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I guess what is the difference between the 2026 prize purse? Well, we don't know the prize purse for the games yet.
It will be higher. We know that.
Yeah,
we can pretty much assume that since it's based on open participation.
Yeah, so 2025 CrossFit Games purse. Do you know that off the top of your head? In comparison, so $1 million was the Rogue one last year.
It's more than $1 million for sure. Is like the total. Like again, it's paying out to like hundreds of athletes versus 20 or 40. Right. So you always have to remember that. I think that's the other thing. Why am I more? I got a new camera, but I got a new camera a while ago. It's nice. I can like zoom in and stuff. It was very, I think because like my overhead light's not really bright. So when we were on with John and we were in this camera here the other day. Oh no, I guess it's fine now. It looked on my end kind of like pixely. Anyways. I don't know. I don't know what the prize purse was. It's not a big deal. Let's get to, because we're gonna run out of time. Let's get to the
topic at hand.
Yeah, the open thing. So my computer like doesn't pull up my text message. Oh yes, it does. It does today. Woo! All right, good. That's what I want. Hi Grant, how are you? Grant, your videos are doing really good. You're starting to get some real traction. Not that you weren't before, but congrats.
On Instagram, YouTube, both.
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, he's starting to get a regular and like the few 100,000.
Heck yeah, dude. It's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, I really leaned into the High Rocks thing. It's funny. Okay. Open report.
I think it's similar to Ben, and like the commitment to the bit is high. It's good.
Yeah. I need more coffee. Dude, I woke up like 5 seconds before before we were supposed to go live. All right, 122.
Like that added to it because like when Sam Briggs didn't make the games. That, right?
Yep.
So like if there's Dallin, James, and Justin would be in the same regional. And they only have 3 people.
They'd be in the Northwest back in the
day. And they only have 3 people that go. There's going to be some weirdo that is ahead of one of them.
Right.
going into the last day, and everybody's going to be
Nobody's
like,
not.
"Oh my gosh, James might not make the games," right? And that's what like that added to it because like when Sam Briggs didn't make the games
Huge.
in 2014
After she
just
won. Yeah.
Imagine if that happened today, and like things like that could happen. There was so much more just heartbreak and just like, oh my gosh,
Storytelling.
I made it.
Yep.
Right? Like you don't have the same just heartstrings that were connected.
All right. Go ahead.
I don't think that's true.
I think it is. And now I don't think it's true to the point of like there isn't any, but the homegrown hero heartstring like doesn't exist anymore. And I think that's where they're leaning on.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess what I'm thinking is at semifinals.
And like regionals.
This isn't so all of these events are run on their own and they are broadcast differently and so on, right? So there's not this streamlined experience where this is all under this, it's under the umbrella, but it's not, right? And so, however, then if you look at the different ones, I mean, I had the opportunity to be at 2 of them last year, and at both of them, final workout, massive upsets, huge emotions, right? But how those stories were captured and told is different at every single event, right? And so I think that those emotional swings are for sure still happening, but simply maybe just that they're no longer regionals, they're semifinals and so on. There is a difference there. And then with this kind of the conversation generally of bringing back regionals, killing quarterfinals, bringing back the 5-week open, all of that.
I think, and don't be mad at me, I think you're so invested to what you do and you're so positive like on the floor in that, and it feels so emotional to you, but I don't think it feels the same to the fans in the stands.
Okay.
Like, I like, and I think that goes even beyond like your normal, like crazy positivity. And because you love these events so much, I think there's a bias. And I don't know if you experienced a lot of regionals and like what that was as well.
Online, yes.
Yeah. And so, wait, I don't understand. Like when you watched him.
I only went to one in person.
Got it. Okay. And so I think this specifically is just very much, that was weird, is just making the statement of like how invested an entire group of a gym specifically is in one person to do well. And that for sure isn't happening there. Like even for like Wadapalooza, Miami. Okay. So Melissa coaches Lily Burkhead, Lily qualified, and she's going to go. But the gym is maybe a couple people are going, like they're going to have a couple teams go and do the thing. And I know it's not a qualifier, but even when it was, right, like some would go, and so like that feel, and that also could just be the normal attrition of people not wanting to watch in person as much anymore, right? Like the amount of people that would go and travel for, like the teams and things like that, I think I think it still happens, but it just doesn't happen as like this, I don't know, like the gym, like the homegrown hero support sort of situation. And I think that's more so what they're referencing here, not so much that there isn't excitement at the events. There's still a ton of excitement, right? Like, watching Laura get beat by, I just went blank. Queenslayer. I just totally went blank.
Lucy
Whatever her name
Campbell?
is. Lucy, thank you. Was awesome, right? Like that was the upset of the year. Watching James win was like amazing, right? And so, talking about Wadapalooza. So I think those things and those excitements are still there. I think it's just not as affiliate driven as it used to be, right? Because those people, like Lucy's from an affiliate, which is awesome.
Right.
Like, and James has his own. Like those are probably like 2 bad examples for how it's changed. Like they're very good affiliate driven like promoters, but for the most part, most aren't, right? Like most athletes aren't. Like Jason's a great example. Like Jason has an affiliate, but like Crash doesn't like overly travel and support him for whatever, even if it's local,
Well, and he's largely training by himself during
Yeah, exactly.
times that are less, whatever. It's based on what it seems like it's communicated, right? So, okay, so then that's speaking more to just generally the athlete's involvement in the local community.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think it's very much like part of the problem, right? Or
Sure.
is it a problem? Part of the change, right?
Yes,
Let's
there
call
we
it
go.
change,
Yep.
And so for this to happen, recommendation number one, that has to happen first. Like the athlete needs to come do class, right? Like we need Lucy Campbell's and James Sprague's. Like that's what we need. Because like James has a gym, he jumps into class. Lucy has a gym. Lucy does class regularly and often with her gym, and she still coaches at the gym, right? And so I think those are things. And so JD says we're never going back to that. I don't know. I mean, I probably not, right? Like, and not even because it might be the better way. But
Well, we have reached a new iteration that is look at the Boys Interrupted as one of the examples of, so maybe those guys are not in the classes necessarily, but you've got Justin doing a road show, going through all the different ones. I mean, you've got a lot more of their finding new and different ways to engage with the community,
Yep.
although it isn't ultimately taking classes with them, which is absolutely a different experience,
Right.
for sure.
And then I think this even comes down to just like how we perceive like the athletes in the top level, right? So like Spin talks about this. Those guys talk about this a lot, where it's like the athletes back then seemed more approachable, but more like hero-like in nature. But like you could just like happen to see them in class or like walking around and have them, but they were very much like celebrity, very much celebrity. Now they seem less approachable, but their celebrity status is kind of lower, right? Like Jason won the CrossFit Games and he gained like 25,000 followers, right? Like and so, but they don't seem as approachable as like part of the lay CrossFitter as maybe they used to. But the people who were really good back then were put on this like massive pedestal, and like that doesn't happen anymore. And I don't know if that's just like it seems backwards.
And
Right?
yes, and I think that that's also yet again individualized, because we do have some that are still wildly approachable, and we do have some that are less and less so. So both do coexist in the current landscape.
Agreed.
But then also it's, then you take it a step further, and I've never been in their shoes. And what I can think of is using an example that I do know of that's a high level athlete in a different field, who like while in the gym has to be riding this line of always wanting to be kind and considerate, and then also like there to do a job because they're a professional athlete.
Correct.
And so there's this genuine struggle and tension that continues to take place for them of, I want to always be humble and kind and gracious and so on, and I have to get like, I got stuff that I got to get done.
Yeah, sure.
And then
Yeah,
I need to go rest.
Right. Yeah. And so I think that's also, again, the normal progression of professional athlete, right?
Yep.
And so, and
like it requires a level of selfishness. So we do we have some that like a Sprague that you never get that vibe, right? But then that's I think he's even kind of communicated that to some degree, the internal tension that does take place on that, right?
Definitely. And then I think even coming back like this, this bit is like specifically here is for sure the affiliate cup, like the team thing, right? Like
that's the next. We have a timestamp for that if you want to just go there.
I think this at 20, is it 29?
Yeah.
6-person teams. Yeah.
Good next to you, at least on day one, and then they'd pull away. But no, I if you can figure that out, I think that helps tremendously with the community, drawing affiliates. I'd almost say going back to a 6-person team draws more from the affiliate base than a 4-person team.
It does. It sucks because no one really wants to watch it.
But
you
it's
don't want to watch it with 4, but like,
you don't want to watch it.
Fucking terrible. 6-person team. This is the worst to watch, but
to watch, but who cares? Nobody's watching the 4 anyway.
Right, exactly. And so
I say nobody, but I mean broadly.
No, I mean
Significantly less.
it's significantly less. You should just
Those that are
see, you
invested in
should
the
see
individuals.
the YouTube like
Yep.
streams are crazy,
Yep.
you know, um and so instead of trying to professionalize the team, they should just require it to be like never again. I feel like you should
No
just, like,
super teams.
if you've ever no, even more than that, like if you've ever been an individual games athlete, like you can't be on a team. Like you just like completely pull it back and you force it to be a true affiliate cup. Like
Oh.
has to be at the gym.
I don't want to say never because different
Year to year.
seasons of life. I don't think that you should never allow an individual to go on a team.
I mean, it's
But if they're local to the affiliate, training in the affiliate
but they're
with
not.
the other,
There's
then
9
great.
times out of 10 a games athlete or someone who was individual is not like there's so few of them that have been a games athlete and like yeah, like we're looking like 5 or 6 or 7 years back now. Like that happens, but for the most part it doesn't happen. Right? Like
I don't even think it's something that you need to address. But the 6-person team, I'm a huge fan of that.
I want the average person on a team to be like maybe a low semifinal
Sure.
athlete. I don't want individual games athletes on teams.
Yeah.
And I want the team to like there should be a requirement that like you have to have been at the gym for an entire year. Like college football shit. Like you have to have been at the gym for a year and then you get to like be a part of it. So they used to be very, very strict on like where you lived, proving that you were training there for more than 50% of the time.
Yes.
And so now obviously there's no requirements at all. And that's partly it's twofold, right? One, people lied all the time to cheat all the time, right?
Yes.
But the sport was so new that everyone cheating and lying weren't games athletes at that point. There were hardly ever an individual games athlete or someone that was trying to be an individual games athlete that was on team, right? Like they weren't at that part in their career yet because the sport was still growing. And so now we have these people sort of like walking it back. They've been an individual and now they're coming back to team, which is okay. I just don't think it's going to pull that in, right? And then everyone on the team or no one on the team is like a normal human at this point, right? You get like one person at the games, right? Like the one team that limped in that got the perfect workouts and you're like, oh wow, this is like they've never even been a semifinals athlete. But now it's like pretty much all semifinal athletes that are on teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that I'm too concerned with whether or not they've ever been an individual as much as the idea of the 6-person team and it being whatever strict barriers of you actually train in the affiliate regularly, things like that. Like I love that just from the perspective of, okay, we've tried a couple of different methods. We've tried the 6, we've tried the 4. And at the end of the day, the viewership is still largely those that are personally invested when it comes to team. And so then, okay, then let's double down on the things that make that special for that reason and just let that be what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I don't know.
You're referencing Eddie's comment. Do you think it's more because people are just overall fitter and that level of fitness is more attainable?
No, I think one of the biggest disconnects was everyone thought that the fitness from 2011 to 2020 was attainable.
Sure.
And now they're like, well, fuck, I'm nowhere near these people. And there's no way I'm ever going to get there, which is why we've seen the massive dive in the 23 to 20 to 34 range or whatever the like the young male range.
Are we drawing that parallel just because, like, I don't know. I mean, so the Boss Hard, or Troy, is that right? He was with Simon yesterday. He's like a just out of college guy. And he very much so is like, I'm making a push to the game. Are we drawing that parallel? And that's not actually like, are there other reasons why that age division is not growing at the same rate or dying at a faster or whatever it is the chart shows? Maybe it isn't because they don't think they can compete at the games. Why is that why is that connected?
I think, well, because they're like, so we've seen that their open participation dropped. And like this, that, in my opinion, as a male in that age range, like I started CrossFit because it was another form of competition in my life, right? And I had these aspirations of becoming a regionals athlete and like making it far.
Sure.
they come out from sports or they've played like recreational sports and they've lifted weights, and like, yes, people do it for like aesthetics, but they do it, like, and because it's a good workout, but not a lot of them aren't doing it just purely for their health. They're doing it's like, oh wow, I can compete in this, I can have fun. Like even
Totally.
bodybuilding or whatever it is, right? They do it and they're like, oh, I do it for health, but then they start taking steroids. Why? Because they want to be better, right? It's not just because they just want to look okay on the beach. They want to look like a freak. And so they want to be a freak in CrossFit. And so that just yields competition. It's also very, very easy to compete in CrossFit. Millions of levels, tons of
Right.
competitions. It's very, very low hanging fruit.
Right.
And so I don't know. I think it is. I think that's the biggest thing is because they realize that it's really, really hard and they don't get it as fast as they got baseball or football because there's less just pure skill involved and a lot of hard work. And I think after a certain point, some people just don't like that kind of pain and digging in deep. And I think that's like has been a push away of this like the younger male generation.
Mm, yeah, I don't think it's because
What do you
the
think?
high level guys are so far away from where these guys show up. And I mean, I think it's more so just like the marketing shift that took place. And this is just kind of the down chain effect of, hey, we haven't been gearing focus towards or even having communication again yet. Like this is where things have changed recently. And so we're going to see this take course over the course of time. And does this change that narrative? But since, for 5, 6, 7 years now, like it's just been completely different. It went from all this messaging and all this
Originally fitness.
competitive, whatever, right. To silence, to whatever. And so anyway, we're in a different chapter now. We're in a great chapter in that regard. And so I think it's more due to that than it is because the level of the fitness for the highest guys is so far from the guy that just shows up. I don't think that's as much it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think you have a point of like the marketing has changed, right? But this is what I've said for forever is like the trickle down effect is real, but the trickle up effect is non-existent. So like if we market to CrossFit is for everyone and
Sure.
and it's all scalable and like differs by degree, not kind, and so on and so on. I think those things are very, very important, right?
Uh-huh.
But there is nobody that has got more people to join CrossFit than Rich Froning
Sure.
by fucking probably millions.
I mean, it was Annie for me, but yeah,
And so, okay, perfect. Female
literally just the female champion.
female
Correct.
version, right?
Same thing. Correct.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so, but while we love Karen, who was 200 pounds and is now 140 pounds and can do a pull up, maybe even a muscle up, who's never touched a weight in her life, that person, no matter how much we marketed her over the last 20 years, she didn't get as many people to join CrossFit as Rich Froning, right? And so they're like that person, Karen, would never have gotten Rich Froning to join, right?
Right.
And so there's the trickle up effect is very, very hard. And I know we want to do it. We want to promote the affiliate. We want to promote how it is very good for everybody.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, the beautiful thing is we can do both.
yeah, exactly. And so, but I think a lot of people really want more of that affiliate design because that's how it gets people in. But us being the black sheep and the bad boy and the wow, this is really hard and this might not be for everyone sort of feel got more people in than the here's the average person in the gym that we're changing their life, right? And
Yeah.
so there's a balance of like what we're marketing and how much we're marketing of each, like you said. And so
Yeah. Well, and that elite, like if we take it back to personal experience again, like it was this elite thing and I was very aware of that and I had no athletic background, but I really wanted to be a part of that club.
mhm.
To the point that I showed up and then went away for 3 years because I was so scared and then showed back up and then finally stayed. Right.
Mhm.
And it had already been watching online for some years prior to. Still, you need more coffee.
I need more coffee. I'm so sad.
But no, I love it. And like the When Nerds Teach thing, what's so cool about her, the stories they've been putting out with her, which is more of the Karen, if you will. I think her name is Jillian. And Everybody loves her content, but I love her content. You know, that stuff to me is so shareable to individuals who I am trying to show that this is scalable, right? So I do take and share that content with individuals in my life that I would love to see believe that CrossFit is something that they could do, and understanding that it is available to all levels. So telling that story is so important to me. And then on the flip side of it, having somebody like Tia, who thankfully in recent history, we've just seen more and more collaboration between her and CrossFit, and just more communication from her and so on, like what she's capable of doing for the driving of that, would you say the trickle down or trickle up,
Trickle down would be
then is massive, you know?
Mhm.
So yeah, I think they can simultaneously run both really effectively. They just have to, you know, do it, which they are.
Okay,
And allowing that to take the space of time.
cool. Ready for this next one?
Yeah.
But improve every year.
Yeah, but didn't you say if you don't improve, you leave?
Oh yeah, you'll leave.
50%.
Yeah, 50% of people who don't do the open leave, and it's like we don't know what that retention data is like for people who don't do the open, but I guarantee it's worse than people who push the open every year. Dude, the gyms that really put a big push behind the open every year, I never wanted to leave those gyms. I still think about those gyms to this day.
Oh my God, I can't.
Like
even-
CrossFit on the
can't
Plains
even
and
be-
CrossFit
can't
Maximus.
have
We
this
talk about them
conversation
all
online,
the time.
unfortunately.
And before I forget, if you've signed up for the open,
So I think we maybe just missed it.
Yeah.
It said 103.50.
The fittest version you've ever been.
and
you-
what's
So my affiliate is brand new, open in October. Half the members are in CrossFit, and the owner isn't pushing the open because he's trying to get people through the basics. I mean, I don't know. Here, JD, here's a good question. And people in here that are part of gyms, what do we say? How do we tell athletes that they should sign up on CrossFit.com for the open? Like, even if the gym is doing the open, they push it or whatever, but they push the in-house thing over and they don't really promote signing up.
Yep.
I need ammo as to why a gym member should sign up, because I'm biased.
I'll tell you
Okay.
what mine is, and we'll
Sure.
see what the chat says as well.
Yeah.
But the words that I currently use to encourage others is, and this is yet again, please do chat, contribute, because I also could use more ammo and refine this message. And, you know, anyway, but right now I just say, like, you're going to want that data, you know, like, even if you don't realize that today, when you're able to be around for the space of time and the seasons of life and so on, like in reflection, the years, like I didn't sign up in 2024 because of health reasons. And I look back and regret that. And I think you have a similar year where that was also the
2015.
case.
Yep.
Right.
I broke my wrist. I hated not signing up.
And so it's just like, to me, I just tell them, like, even if you don't recognize now why you may want that data over the course of time, I think that it's insanely cool to get to have access to, and strongly encourage you to do so. So that, obviously, I could use different perspective here, but that's what I say.
Yeah. Okay. I like the data. Yeah, man. It's I don't know. It's tough. I can only say so much online because people from the gym watch, so I can't go into any further. I wish that I could convince my gym to sign up for the open, even though a lot of the people in the gym like don't know, they don't follow CrossFit as a sport. And so I just struggle to have like a rebuttal on my argument of like why you should sign up, right? Like, I think we should obviously do our in-house thing. I think
Because
that's
this is your
important.
annual test.
Yeah,
This
and
is
so
the test of the thing that you do.
right. I agree. I know I agree to all of this, but when someone doesn't follow the sport at all,
But do you say that to them?
no, that's what they say to me, and I don't know what to say back.
Well, they say, I don't follow the sport.
Yeah, well, I mean,
And
I
you
don't
say,
like-
okay, great. This isn't about the sport. This isn't about the athletes. Yeah, sure. There's a bit of the prize purse that goes there, whatever. They don't even know that because they're not even paying attention.
right. So then, why would they not just do the in-house thing only? And why
So
would
that they can have access
well?
to that leaderboard over the course of time and see their fitness journey.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I mean, it's being plugged in. This person, JD, says it's also your ticket to the end of the open party, just needs to be built into the culture. It's the thing that you participate in that plugs you into the big, and that's why with that, whenever the person that commented on barbell spin and was like, they're just trying to get people through the basics, whatever. And it's like, man, this is such an opportunity to introduce them to this global ecosystem that they know nothing about, that they actually already belong in. Like they're already here, they're already a member, and they realize that they actually do share this common passion for this strange thing with the other individuals within these four walls. But what if you introduce them to the broader community of it and let them have fun with it in that way? Like, I mean, that is, now you've introduced them. Now maybe they are paying attention to sport. Now they care to see their leaderboard stuff over the course of time. Now they're going on there and looking at their own score in comparison to Susie that they know is like relatively similar to them in fitness. And like, they want to beat her, like, even if they're not like talking about it, like they're doing that, like they didn't know that those were things that were of interest to them. But if you help them see that, because I didn't know about any of that until it was just the norm around me. And so I just did what everyone else did. And then I continued to be like, oh, I enjoy this. And like I said, what did I do literally yesterday? I looked up your open over the years. I looked up all sorts of people. I just thought, this is fun. I want to see where everybody has been recently. And then of course we're going to enter the open and see how things go this year. But I did that for local people. I did that for my community at large. And anyway, like none of those things are things that those individuals inherently know that are going to be of interest to them. But you can introduce them. And then also, I thought it was fun that Ben said yesterday on the office hours call, how he just went into his little moment about like, dude, Coda goes all out, right? And it's funny because I was at Coda Norman when Kevin owned that. And then they kept up to, I don't know what they do today because it's been a few years, but I'm sure they still do a bang up job of it. And they always did do a great job of it. But like, he was like, oh yeah, we have a DJ, you have a walkout song, we do different themes. Yes, you get the intramural, whatever, I think, but then also, I mean, it's heavily encouraged that you sign up, and they do different demographics from within the gym and like spotlight those individuals. And those are the ones that get the walkouts. I have traveled to Coda in Iron View to do the open before, just to experience theirs, So those are all things that, yet again, most of these gyms, just like maybe they don't inherently know that they can really do all of that, and it can be that special, or they need people to be willing to help out. Like the DJ could be you.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's just like, I don't know, not my gym, which stinks.
Sure.
And so, it does come from the top for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, that was quite a monologue. I didn't mean that to just
No,
be.
it's good. No, that's what I mean. I asked for your input.
Well, yeah,
Retention, like Tyler, when you
12. Here we go. This is the last clip that you sent. Here we go.
I was desperately worried about this because the open and gyms have felt older and older to me, like aggressively older than just aging. You know what I mean? And so when I pulled this chart, I started to think about how the season structure has changed throughout the years. Because what you're saying, like with, the tip of the spear stuff and the milk jugs or the antifreeze jugs and all that stuff, is like they started to try to appeal to an older crowd. And it's like the younger people just feel alienated. They're not turned on by that. Like they want to do something that gives them FOMO or makes them feel like other people are doing it at their age, right? And then so I started to think about the season structure. And so if, like, you don't have to scroll back, but if you go and look at that just athlete count over the years, like you can put a direct overlay of like when we were doing regionals, when we went to super regionals, when we went to sanctionals, and then now our new system. And it's like every time that those changed, that tilt went down.
do you also I still remember 10 years ago, all the gyms around Nashville had a competitor program.
Yep.
Right. And so like you'd start out in the regular classes, and if you were one of those top guys or women, you kind of were like, ooh, I'm going to go to the competitor program. I know that some people don't like that now, right? Like, no, we just do our program and that's it. But that competitor program is what fed your affiliate team that was trying to make it to regionals. And that's what you did, is like, oh, I want all my people that are the best to train together so they get good at regionals and they can go to the regionals. And there was a chance of making it to the games before the super teams came.
Yep.
I don't think that's like
Jesus.
happens.
That's not a thing. That's not really like the competitive gyms now are just so niche. And like basically,
I'm sure there's a few. I'm sure there's a few, and we'll see it at Syndicate. I'm sure there's a couple.
Yeah, I mean, Coda's like the best example, but like they're such an anomaly at this point. But I wish it was um more consistent with that. This one?
Yeah, I think it's just what Tyler said. He's like, "Oh, I'm always reminiscent over,"
Mhm.
and
I'm the
I
same way.
remember always
I'm
saying,
the same way.
"Huh."
I'm the same way. We did the same thing. Mako used to be this gym. Like we had a competitors team that like wasn't full of really good athletes that like they limped into regionals in 15 and 16 or 14, 15. And so like with one athlete that was a games athlete that went individual and Brandon. And so I mean, dude, I've been a part of all of those gyms,
Yeah.
right? Like I've until 2017 every gym I was a part of had a regional team. And I mean, I was at Seoul for 2 of those years, and obviously their team went on to the games. And so, um, they were, they finished, I don't know, like 5th or something. So they one of the best teams in that time frame. And so it's there. I mean, I would love to have that again. I mean, we have some fit people that are there that it would be nice to ride a competitor's prac. We've tried it so many times, but it's just doesn't work.
Yeah, and I guess then so I'm taking us back to I'm always like, okay, so we can talk, and it's fun to talk about this stuff. You good?
Yeah, my ears get really sore when I wear
Oh, because
headphones.
it's too tight.
I mean, they're just like, I don't know. I think I have really big ears. They get tender.
Something. We talk a lot about it because like it is something that we feel so much attachment to. But so then I always take it back to like, what do we have? What can we do? Right. And so you don't own the gym. I don't own the gym, and so what can you do? And it's tough because I do think if we go back to a 6-person team, then that opens up more opportunity for more athletes in affiliates to be like, maybe that yet again needs a little bit of time to evolve and so on. But we continue with messaging to this younger generation, like they have been doing in recent history. We let that do what it needs to do, keep doing it, and then bring back hey, you all have to train here. It's 6 of you, whatever. And then next thing you know, here comes another competitor that crops up because now they need to be on the team, and they never even wanted to be, but the team is like, sorry, bro, we need you. Right. And so those are all things that, and as far as just being a member of the affiliate, just supporting and encouraging them, which you're naturally going to want to do, like that happened then, because they're local to you. They're the hometown hero. You're already, you don't even have to like try at that, but just like supporting them anyway.
Yeah. So the year that Seoul went to the games, they had some like internal drama, and their third girl like left like the week before the open. And so they needed a girl to join, and I think they had already qualified, and you could switch out a teammate.
Yes.
And so they switched out one of the girls like before regionals. The girl that joined, like she was pretty good at gymnastics, but she wasn't like really good. And like I think she was military. I think she was like a pilot or something. And so anyways, like she went from like hardly being able to snatch like 135 and like randomly hit 155 in that huge snatch ladder that they had that year, and just like had this exponential growth in her ability, and like literally never competed again. Like that was it. She competed for like 4 months, but she was just like very kind of like the Ariel Lowen-ish, but that's not even a good example because she competed a lot. I don't even know. It was just the strangest thing. And now I look back at it, but she was just a class person that like had really good gymnastics and was decently strong as like a female in 2014 or something like that. And like she took the team to the games like all the way to like being a top 10 team, and had never competed before. And so like that was the 6-person team year. And so, like pulled her up, and like she trained really hard and like modified work for these 4 months to get through regionals and into the games. And then they did really, really well. And she didn't like hold them back in any capacity in like anything. Like she wasn't.
That's cool.
It was so weird.
And then she didn't compete again.
Yeah, that was it. Like, I mean, at least not that she never planned to.
Do you know why she didn't? Was it just because she wasn't ever
she didn't want to.
intrinsically motivated with it?
Yeah, she did. Well, I mean, she had like work, and I think she was like about to. She was older, and so she thinks she was like about to like start trying to have a family and that kind of stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
she sure might have, but like
Yeah.
within that year or so, like when we all generally kept touch, like competing was like not in the cards at all.
Yeah.
And so I've coached athletes like that. And
He's one of your best friends.
no, you don't. You actually don't want to be his best friend because his niceness goes from like
Oh, so I'm right where I want to be.
yes, exactly. Any closer, and then he's a total asshat.
We're talking about Carlos. By the way.
And so, anyways,
That's funny.
so Vicky, I read this and I had one thought, and it's not a good thought, but it was
Okay, Vicky says, since you started CrossFit, what is one thing you wish you would have done sooner in regards to your CrossFit journey?
100% taken drugs and gone to regionals. That's what I wanted to do. Get stronger.
Whoa.
100%. Yep. Taken drugs, lied about it, and made regionals.
Man. Oh, okay. This will come back
I'm
to that.
terrible. Yeah.
Vicky, what would your response to this be?
Vicky's that she wish she would have worked with me sooner, for sure.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, it's not. I'm just kidding.
What is one thing you wish you would have done sooner? For me, what I would say is that I started consuming it 2009, 2010. Went to a gym in 2013 when it opened and was too scared. Didn't come back till 2016. Finally came back and stayed. 2020-ish is whenever I finally started to listen to people being like, why do you think that you'll just never do XYZ? Skill, strength, because I just had this mindset of they're the athletes, I'm not, I'll never be, whatever. And so I will say like what maybe known and done sooner for me in hindsight is literally just as simple as like belief in self in regards to my athletic capacity. I had the ability to believe in myself in a number of different areas of my life, but athletically with no athletic background. So that may be a bit unique, but either way, like that's what I wish would have been different is just simply the mindset around ability. Because as soon as I started to switch that, drastic improvements did occur.
Yeah. And I think my real one is, obviously that's like a joke, but it would just been probably to commit to strength early. I was really, really aerobic and really good at that stuff relative to my strength. Yeah, there we go.
So then it would have been a commitment to work on the things that were not your strengths.
Yeah. And I did, but like not good enough, right?
Yep.
Like it would have been to completely leave the space actively and gone to like a powerlifting, like 2 to 4 year piece, like completely be gone from like 14, 15, 16, 17 and not even have tried until 17 or 18. And so like if I could have snatched Carlos is, Carlos is right. For my strength and how poor it was, like my ability to like cycle high loads and things like that was really good, but my strength was really bad. I squatted okay and I deadlifted okay, but my Olympic lifting was atrocious. And not that it looked bad, it didn't look bad. Like fundamentally,
you just needed to get stronger.
And it just didn't. I mean, I never snatched 225. That's crazy.
For how fit you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where I would be on the leaderboard.
Well, and today for me, that like, what would that look like today? It would look like literally just commitment to working on my skills still, you know? And it's like, I fall prey to the mindset of I'm an affiliate member who loves going to class and it is what it is. And don't work on things like that outside of there frequently enough. And then the open comes and that exposes itself.
Also, I just want to make it clear. This is hands down, without a doubt, the nicest thing Carlos has ever said about me in the 10 years that I've known him.
Well, here, we can bring it back to reality.
Right. Ask about my skiing skills. Yeah, I'm terrible. And so
was that video that they posted of you like a legitimate representation of what your skiing was like?
Yeah. I can't get my inside ski to turn. Like I try to get it to turn and it just pizzas. Like just to be fair.
I thought it was a joke.
No, it wasn't a joke. I'm shit. That was my first time down the mountain in 6 years, just to be clear. I've only skied 2 total days. Like, I just want to be clear with everyone.
Okay.
Like, I've
Okay.
just like, it's not, I don't have ski experience. I've been on skis 3 total times. One of them was backcountry down what was probably like a black square, and I almost died
Yeah,
from
that's not funny.
altitude sickness. And then the third day, that was 6 years ago, and the third day was the other day. And after that run, I'm pretty sure we were all like close to blackout drunk the rest of the day. So like can only do so much. Yep. So just to be fair, it was fine, but I didn't fall hard.
I've only been snowboarding one time, and I loved it. But I would just eat it and get back up and keep going, and had a great time. Anyway, would
So-
love to do more of it.
Anyways,
Hiller said you posted a black square. You meant a black, right? Like a whatever, not a square. Right?
black. Well, it's like black diamond,
Not a
black
square.
circle.
Oh, okay. This is where all I know is I wound up on the second day on my snowboarding experience on a blue, and I was happy about that.
No, I went down to black on my last run
Yeah.
this weekend too, and it was absolutely fucking terrifying. And I almost died. I didn't look like that going down because you can't pizza down to black because it's too
Yeah, what did you do? Just butt
you'll
scoot?
break. No. One, by the way, you can only butt scoot so far, and because you can't stop on a butt scoot. Like, I'm not getting myself back up. Like, and you're going straight line. No, I got down.
He's
down.
traumatized. This is great.
100%.
Let's see. Amanda, by the way, if we go back to, I wish I would have started CrossFit in 2010 when I did my intro, and they told me I would have to give up MMA to avoid overtraining. I walked out right after that. Did your intro at the CrossFit affiliate? Is that what it is? And I just want more context. Did you understand that without more context, or should we clarify
Yeah.
that?
Amanda's my athlete.
Oh, okay.
And so
So she was told she'd have to give up her other sport,
yeah,
or else
she
she would do too much.
she trained. Yeah. And so it was and then I think it delayed her start like 5 years.
So was it the gym that told her that, or was it the MMA people that told her don't do CrossFit because then you're doing too much?
Well, I think it was the gym, because she was in the intro and they said that if you do MMA and CrossFit at the same time, you'll overtrain.
Huh. But do you agree with that? I don't agree with that.
I mean, she was training MMA pretty hard at the time.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
I
don't
think
have
in
context for it.
2010, it just depends on your gym, right? There were certainly like the design of it back then was very much in support of other sports, right? Like there was an MMA specialty course back then, like a combat sports specialty course back in 2010,
Yeah, because
11.
we used to work with
And so, but I think it was just dependent on the gym and those things and like the words that were used. You know what I mean? So they probably did say that, right? Were they probably heavily misinformed? Sure. Or maybe they weren't misinformed. Maybe that's exactly what would have happened. You know what I mean? Like depending on how hard their training was, or, like maybe they were a psycho and they did like, a competitor's program is like their class, which a lot of people back then did. They would just take like a full, not an affiliate design, and they would just throw, like 3 pieces of weightlifting,
just
3 pieces of weightlifting, accessory work, and 2 WODs in 60 minutes, right? And every day would be like a mash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right.
Going back to, you gotta go.
8:30. Yeah, I gotta get back to school.
Okay, just kidding.
I know it's late. Sorry.
Okay.
I know we started late. So, anyways, hey, thanks, guys. Of course we did. Brat. She was the first one I invited. She was the first
Carlos.
one I invited.
I'll be there thank you. I'll be there for a while. So I'll come for beach brawl and then I'll just be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Be fun. Oh yeah, Carlos agreed to help us on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Anyways, all right, I gotta run.
Goodbye.
Have a good day, guys. You want to stay on? I can just leave it on. I can just like take myself off screen.
Did you hear that, guys? I could just run this thing rogue.
Are you gonna stay on?
No, I have another call. Go ahead.
All right. All right. Enjoy the day. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Remember, if you're tired of sucking at the open and you're tired of being subpar at CrossFit, head over to WODprep.com and we will make you an RX athlete. We will teach you muscle ups and double unders, help you through the open, help you improve your training, design, focus, and all the other things that you refuse to get better at. We can help you. and I'll see you guys on the next one.